Hello, my CSEA brothers and sisters, and welcome to another edition of Fridays with Ben. And Happy New Year! This Wednesday was a roller coaster of events and emotions for me, both good and bad. And I'm sure it was for you as well. First and foremost was the appalling display of anti-democratic violence in our nation's capital. This attempt to stop the peaceful transfer of power violates every sense of what it means to be an American. Those who perpetrated these crimes should be held accountable by the law. Also on Wednesday, though sadly overshadowed by the events of D.C., was the hugely important victory of 2 new Democratic senators for the state of Georgia. Flipping these seats brings the U.S. Senate to a 50-50 split, with incoming Vice President Harris serving as the tie-breaking vote in her role as Senate President. This is an enormous victory for workers' rights in America, and it happened with help from CSEA members who contribute to our Victory Club and who volunteered their time to make calls to get out the vote in Georgia. We should all be proud of this moment. Back here in California, first and foremost on our minds is this pandemic, which is at its worst point to date. But the vaccine is also here, and I want you all to know that CSEA is working hard to make sure that you, as essential workers, will have access to vaccinations as soon as possible. Right now, we are in phase 1A of the vaccine rollout, which includes our frontline medical professionals and first responders. School staff will be part of the next phase, which is 1B, so that we can do our jobs teaching, feeding, and keeping our students safe. State leaders have not announced a date for the beginning of phase 1B, but you will know as soon as they do. I've heard from many of you asking about whether you can be required to get vaccinated, and the answer is yes, for the most part. Of course, we want all of you to be safe, and getting vaccinated is the best way to achieve that. Vaccination requirements are subject to bargaining, so be sure to communicate with your chapter leadership and your labor reps to get up to speed. I know you have many more questions about vaccinations, as well as questions on quarantines and leaves, which is why we've put together an extensive addition to the COVID FAQ section of our website that has everything we know right now about the rollout of these vaccines and how it will affect you and your work. We also added new information on the latest stimulus checks that may be coming your way, as well as minimum wage increasing from $13 to $14 per hour, and family leave rights going into effect here in California. So please go to csea.com/CVFAQ to learn about all of these developments and share the news with your colleagues. While the vaccine provides a glimmer of hope, we're nowhere close to the end of this pandemic. We must remain vigilant to protect ourselves, our students, our colleagues, and our families. Please wear a mask. Please maintain a safe distance, and please take care. Together, we will get through this. And brothers and sisters, one quickie little message. I have been receiving over the last month or two lots of communication on Facebook Messenger. People asking me questions on Facebook in general. Please don't do that. That is the worst way to get in touch with me. And, some of the things that you guys have sent are very important, and I don't want them to get lost in the Facebook world where I don't check Messenger every day. So please let your brothers and sisters in your chapters know that that is a really bad way to get a hold of me. I have an email address. That is the best way to get in touch with me. is sending me an email, especially if it is very, very important. Recently, a member was in a lot of trouble. They sent me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I caught it just in time. So please don't use Facebook Messenger to send me important things, because I may not get it. Okay? So thank you. Remember to keep smiling, and thank you for all that you do.